What's up, my What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the 007 channel coming to you from beautiful, stunning Venice Island. Absolutely gorgeous day. I am poolside, and today we got an interview with Jared, the SVP at iTrustCapital. So great to have him aboard. We'll dig down into the interview here shortly. And also, thank you as always. We're looking at 9,000 subscribers, our next rung on this channel, growing. Appreciate each and every one of you. But indeed, if you're new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notifications, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for hump day. And if you do Twitter, follow me at Rob XRP007. Love my Twitter family. And also, just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And yes, I always talk off the top of almost each episode talking about iTrust, the big three reasons why I love them. They have zero fees on the custody fees, and their trade fees are only 1%. Who does that in this industry? And then also, they're looking to potentially bring out an ROI on XRP. We'll be talking about that. And also, if you use the link in the description down below when you sign up, you get a Ben Franklin $100 signing bonus. What's not to like about that? And last but not least, if you're looking for an ROI on your XRP OMG, just email me your name and number. A good time to call you. My email's in the description. And be leery of the imposters on the site. And also, just a small little recap before we get into our interview, just because I wake up every day and I kind of get grounded on a certain thought, as we've all been in this space. Some of you guys for less than a year. I've been in here 5 years. I've known people who've been in this space for 10 years who are indeed legends. But for me, I woke up with one kind of thought, and that is that we're only 2 to 8 weeks away from your life changing forever. What am I talking about? Two things I have just up on in the short term, and both of them are short term, quite frankly. The 2 weeks, that's many analysts out there, so many of them, not just Jay Claver, but many analysts out there on the financial side. Lynette Zhang is another one, calling for a potential reverse carry trade that could trigger a global credit crisis. Yes, and actually rate cuts are next Wednesday. And actually, Jay Claver was on record saying he thinks in 2 weeks that could happen. And that would put it at the end of next week. And guess what? Rate cuts are on Wednesday, December 10th, and will just a quarter basis be the tipping point to have that happen. And I actually think in addition to that, the Japanese 30-year bond jumped up again to 3.4, its highest level in history. And actually, I kind of think we could potentially have a black swan that we'd have 3 events. 1, the reverse carry trade. 2, oil spiking. That could happen if we have war or wars, whether it's the Middle East and Venezuela or both of them at the same time. And last but not least, which is interesting, a lot of people talked about Tether imploding. So whether that happens after regulations or could there be a catalyst to have it happen before? So black swan and the reverse carry trade, 2 weeks. Now let's talk about the 8 weeks. That's just my own personal belief. I think in 8 weeks latest that, if things take a long time to get done up in DC, but I think in 8 weeks we'll have the Clarity Act finally passed, no later than that. So we're only 8 weeks away from that. And I think that what comes along with it is the Ripple banking license. And I'll throw 2 little bonuses in there. That'll be fun. 1, BlackRock filing an ETF. And 2 is X payments. And I did just a quick thing on X payment to realize and to showcase how early you guys are. Twitter has about 600 million users worldwide. Again, we talked about Vanguard opening up to 50 million users. And there are about 100 million users on Twitter here in the US. And if you just take, let's say, a conservative estimate, about 2 billion XRP left on the exchanges, well, guess what? With those 600 million people, each one would be able to hold 3.3 XRP. That's how scarce an asset this really is. And just keep in mind as well, we're on a planet of over 8 billion people, 2,784 billionaires, and 59 million millionaires. That, my friends, is called a supply shock to XRP coming to a theater near you and a bigger boat. Now, with that said, let me introduce you guys, Jared, SVP over at iTrustCapital. Jared, if you could tell me what your role is there and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background that you come into for crypto.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. That was certainly an interesting intro that you had. Jared Feldman, I'm the SVP of operations at iTrustCapital. I oversee various aspects of the firm, from our client experience to aspects of our financial operations. I work with marketing, product, engineering, as well as our executive team. very lucky to be at iTrustCapital. I was originally from the financial advising world. I was a fully licensed Series 7 and 66 financial advisor. I did some financial planning work, and I was lucky enough to fall down the crypto rabbit hole. And I found iTrustCapital on Twitter. I guess it was Twitter at the time. And I was able to get an opportunity with iTrust through that platform by meeting some people from the firm. And I was just really comfortable and excited to be a part of iTrustCapital, and it's been a really fun 5 years. I really enjoy the crypto space because I think it's going to change the financial system, just making it more efficient, more democratized, creating a lot of cost efficiency as well as liquidity for a lot of markets that either need heightened liquidity, more efficient liquidity, or just have liquidity for certain markets that have been traditionally illiquid. And iTrustCapital is a crypto platform for those of you that are not aware. We specialize in providing retail users and investors access to opportunities that are usually only available for institutional level investors. What do I mean by that? When it comes to liquidity, buying and selling, institutional storage or custody, or even staking, all of our clients are able to plug directly into our institutional providers for those respective offerings. We work with Coinbase Prime, Fidelity Digital Assets, as well as Fireblocks. We utilize staking infrastructure providers like Figment, and we really plug into opportunities that only institutions can plug into, and then we let our clients plug into those solutions and get access and tap into a different form of crypto products that they're used to. Most people are used to just going through exchanges, and they're very vulnerable on exchanges. They're very vulnerable utilizing self-custody. And people really like using our platform so they can diversify with institutional storage providers, or maybe just put all of their crypto with institutional storage providers if they feel like they can't handle the key and wallet management on their own.
That's so impressive, Jared. I've known, I am a iTrust customer now for over 5 years, and you brought a lot of just new information just to me on how deep the depth and scope of what you do when it comes to providing service on that. So that's outstanding. That's actually a lot of that's new news to me. I'm going to be rewatching this once it airs so I can remember some of those things. And also just it dawned on me as well. What outside of digital assets can you actually buy on your platform and
Our
trade?
client, I mean, our clients have access to 85 different digital assets and tokens on our platform. They can purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Chainlink, Cardano, all the usual players, as well as some real world asset plays, meme coins. I mean, we offer a plethora of assets on our platform. We also have precious metals. We have physical gold and physical silver. Our clients can take retirement income directly in any of those cryptos or the physical gold and physical silver, which is a key feature of our platform. Our clients come to us for heightened security, really good US based customer service. You can call us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 o'clock Pacific with no lunch break. But they also come to us because they want to be able to access retirement accounts for their crypto and their gold and silver. We offer non-retirement accounts. We refer to them as a premium custody account, and our retirement accounts have the same level of security. But the reason why people want to hold these commodities and digital commodities in their retirement account is because it's tax sheltered, right? Most of the trading in the United States in the capital markets occurs in retirement accounts, and it's because all of those transactions are tax sheltered. If you buy and sell and you're in profit in just your regular retail exchange account, you will get taxed at capital gains. If you make that same profitable transaction in a retirement account, it's all tax sheltered. You're not even reporting those transactions to the IRS. Same thing for staking. If you're earning staking income in any of the assets we offer staking for, that staking income is tax sheltered within a retirement vehicle. So at the end of the day, people want to be able to trade in and out of crypto, but when they are profitable, when they do earn income, if it's in a retirement retirement account, it's all tax sheltered. And that's a really powerful concept. If it's in a Roth IRA, then it's tax free upon distribution. So not even tax deferred like all the retirement accounts are, but it's also tax free upon distribution if it's a qualified distribution after 59 and a half if it's a Roth IRA.
That's the one I took advantage of for myself. I was so excited about that. And I tell you, it's somewhere probably between a quarter to a third of the people that I chat with. They also have some storage of either silver or gold. So we got a lot of fans of that. Knowing that you can actually cash out in those precious metals is, I know, will grab a lot of people's attention. Now, let's moving on. Talk about, we always talk about, I've seen your commercials. They're great. You've been having a lot of exposure here, online as other different places. You talk about institutional grade custody. What makes it institutional grade custody? And also along with that question are, like, if you own an asset like XRP, is it commingled with a bag of XRP, or is it segregated?
It's a great question. Most people, when they hold their, let's just use XRP as an example, when you hold XRP on an exchange, not only are those funds held in aggregate, which is perfectly fine, they're held in aggregate, and our funds are also held in aggregate, right? An exchange account and our account, those are both reconciled and subledgered, right? What you own is held for you. The biggest difference between us and an exchange is really two-factor. One, we utilize institutional storage providers, which is huge because our clients are not holding their funds in hot wallets, right? If you're on an exchange and if for some reason you're compromised, you're socially engineered, if you have some sort of incident where there's a brute force attack on you, or if you fall for some sort of phishing scam, which unfortunately we see story after story after story of people being exposed to phishing level attacks. If someone gets
Absolutely.
into your account in a regular mainstream exchange account, those funds are going to be drained. If someone gets into an iTrustCapital account, the bad actor cannot drain those funds. That's a huge feature of our platform. And the funds are held with institutional storage providers. They're not held on an exchange. They're held through the institutional storage providers utilizing cold storage, multi-party computation, HSM. These are highly sophisticated, audited, stress tested storage providers, and it's up and beyond what people usually get at an exchange, which is usually just exposed in hot wallets or warm wallets in a multitude of ways. The other important factor is that our accounts are held with qualified custodians, meaning the funds are held for you by the custodian off balance sheet. So if something were to happen to iTrust Capital or to the custodian, all the funds are held one to one in your name off balance sheet and are not subject to creditors. On most exchanges, if you read their terms of service, the exchange actually holds your funds on their balance sheet. Meaning, if something were to happen to the exchange, unfortunately, we saw that last cycle with a lot of these exchanges, the funds are actually not your funds. They're subject to being the funds of creditors before you. And that's why we really are very prideful in the fact that we work with qualified custodians and all of your funds are held off balance sheet.
And I might add to that. I've looked into this, personally. The cost to custody is not cheap. When you look at institutional grade custody and what that fees associated with that, and the fact that you guys offer it for zero custody fees is, like, to me, it's like beyond a benefit. Seeing that, and then secondly, I wanted to ask: is there a limit to how much you can withdraw, either on a daily or a monthly basis?
No, we don't have withdrawal limits. If you want to remove funds from your retirement account, a lot of people have required minimum distributions. So a lot of people who are over a certain age have to withdraw a certain amount per year from their retirement account. But we have no, sort of maximums for withdrawals. I mean, people withdraw hundreds, thousands, or millions from our platform, and that's just a part of what we do, and we have no problem with that.
I've personally had a few friends here lately where they actually had their assets frozen or else their withdrawal. I had a friend of mine that actually scaled out a nice bag of ETH to the tune of about $1 million. And the particular exchange he was on was making him only withdraw like a quarter million at a time over 4 months. And I knew he wanted to rotate all of that into XRP. So then it's like, well, what's the price of XRP going to be in 4 months when we more than likely have regulations in this space? So that is a huge benefit, in my opinion. What other opportunities does iTrust provide when I'm talking about like bringing over an existing IRAs? They got people that have existing IRAs. Is it difficult, time consuming? If you're just starting and funding a new one, is there kind of minimum that you have to put in there, or can you start with this 500? I know there are maximums just depending upon your age. And then also what is associated with your cold storage and the opportunities there, or limitations with just having it on cold storage.
Our premium custody accounts, the non-retirement accounts, you can put in cash or you can put in crypto. There's no limit to how much you can put in, right? People send us thousands or sometimes millions of dollars in XRP. That's not a problem. For the retirement accounts, you can fund it in three different ways. One is a cash contribution. You can do 7,000 if you're under 50, 8,000 per year if you're 50 or above. You can do an IRA transfer, which is funds you already have in an individual retirement account, traditional, Roth, or SEP. You can move those over. There's no limit to how much you can move over as long as the funds are already in an IRA. You can also do a 401k rollover. A lot of people have like 403bs or TSP if they were public servants. You can do a rollover or an IRA transfer. There's no limitations on those. If you want to put the funds into the platform and you're coming over from a traditional brokerage or a financial institution, our secret sauce is how easy we've made that process, right? We have a step-by-step process that you can follow online, or people can call us or submit inquiries via email. We're very responsive. A lot of people just like talking to a human being, so they'll give us a call.
Absolutely.
We can we
Absolutely.
can we can walk them through the process. A lot of people will face friction from their institution just because these Web
Yes.
2.0 legacy institutions are just slower and clunkier, and that's why they're being replaced with crypto to begin with. But we're happy to walk people through the process. We have a lot of experience dealing with thousands and thousands of these types of fund movements. In terms of do you get access to cold storage, our qualified custodian utilizes cold storage. There's multi-party computation that comes into play. There's also HSM. A lot of these storage methodologies use a combination of MPC, cold storage, and HSM, right? You don't get to tell us, oh, I want all of my funds with this storage provider. We handle all of that for you. There's different rhymes and reasons and strategies behind why we store the way that we store, but it's all held utilizing institutional storage that is audited, stress tested, and there is some sort of insurance with each of our providers. There's no insurance that covers all of the crypto on any platform. Any platform or provider that tells you they have all of the crypto insured, they're just straight up lying to you. But the fact that these providers have insurance in one way, shape, or another, and an insurance provider underwrote them for insurance goes to show how stress tested and audited these platforms are. And we handle all of that for our clients and make those decisions for our clients.
Again, that's just outstanding service, beyond reproach. And also, I do understand that you guys might be bringing out an ROI on XRP. That's the one that we focus here on our channel, and that you currently have one on like Solano. Can you speak to when that might happen? Could it happen for this year out, or Q1? And do you have an idea, like if you could tell us what the current rate is on Solano and if XRP might be in the same ballpark when it comes to a return?
We get asked about this a lot, right? People want to earn returns and yield or rewards on their crypto. We have Ethereum staking that earns about, I think it's like 2.5 to 3%. Solana is 6 to 8%, depending on the day, right? That just kind of fluctuates. Those are
Mhm.
both proof of stake platforms, right? So Solana and Ethereum, they have staking built into their protocols and they have proof of stake as a result. That's just part of the open source protocols.
Mhm.
XRP, right, doesn't have proof of stake, right? XRP is a completely different crypto asset with different features. There are places that'll offer quote unquote yield on XRP What those places do is they take your XRP, they basically leverage it by borrowing against it, and then they trade against those borrowed funds. We think that's a very risky approach. We've explored it ourselves extensively. We're still exploring it extensively. We find it to be too risky for our clients. We believe that our clients and the feedback we've gotten from our XRP clients in particular is that they value their XRP above anything else. They believe that XRP is going to 5x, 10x, 100x. And whether you believe that those people are right or wrong, if they think that their crypto and their XRP is going to be used in the existing financial system to transform it, and if they believe that XRP is so valuable, is it really worth risking your entire stack in order to earn 10 to 15% annually on your XRP? A lot of people have told us they don't think it's worth it, right? And a lot of the funds that are earning quote unquote yield on XRP are taking obscene risks with the XRP. And we actually saw a lot of those funds suffer immensely on October 10th and are still struggling to earn back profits for their clients since then. Now, that's not to say that those funds will be profitable again in the future when the market reverses, but the question that we have for our clients and the feedback we've gotten from a lot of our XRP clients is they don't think it's worth risking their XRP in order to earn that 5 to 15%. It's too much risk for what they feel could be a reward for themselves on their XRP just accumulating in value over time, right? Why would they want to risk their XRP just to earn 5 to 15%? They just don't see the risk reward. So we are looking into it. We take it seriously. We're currently speaking with five different options to get XRP returns, but we
Okay.
just haven't been in a rush because of the of that risk reward paradigm.
Well, I tell you, after being in this space for 5 years, it's like you slowly evolved in your mindset. And I actually kind of crossed that bridge too. That the number one priority with my custody of my XRP and other tokens as well was just the custody side, to be able to sleep at night. You know, you hear so many bad stories in this space across the board, and we've witnessed them all over the last 5 years too, and then some. And then I also err on the side is I'd rather just sit on my hands and not risk it and not even get a yield. And I think many of us have actually done that over the 5 years, and it's been frustrating waiting for to when we finally do get a yield. And I thought I'd just share with my audience my experience because I have been a iTrust holder for over 5 years now. And I was, and from one of my thoughts is always from the very beginning on the research I did, I knew that iTrust had a level of security with that institutional grade, and put it kind of like Fort Knox, for lack of better words. And I always said for 5 years, I'd say to myself, if I could only custody my XRP over at iTrust, I'd send it all over there. And so it's really great that you've added that. And then also, I love the platform. Like I said, I do have a Roth IRA. Which is that has even better kind of tax, zero tax implications. And so back in I got in November 2020. My first didn't know what Bitcoin was, and then in 2021 when we had that bull run, I really had a fine time doing a lot of trading on my iTrust Capital platform during that bull run of getting some I had long term and other ones I just got in and out. And so, yeah, I absolutely love the platform, and it has a lot of options and what most people think that you can or cannot do, including trading on that platform. Let's see. I think we kind of touched down. And let me ask you again, are there any limitations on that cold storage that you get on the one side, but you wouldn't get through cold storage, just to be clear?
There's not necessarily limitations. It's just a matter of we strategically utilize cold storage versus multi-party computation slash HSM solutions through all of our different storage providers. So there's no limit to the amount of institutional storage that clients are getting, but just in terms of like how much is held in cold storage at any given moment in time, that's just not something that we like discuss
Okay.
or really divulge to people just because it's not super relevant for us, right? We make sure that we are keeping our storage providers accountable and we have full access to be able to see exactly what's being held where at all times. But it's just we're really not necessarily concerned about like how much is held in cold storage at any given moment in time.
Okay. And then this is a common question I've had over the years, being that currently I think with your platform, you can do crypto in, but only fiat out. Is there a reason why you do that? And will that change in the future?
Our retirement accounts are anything out. So if you have a retirement account with us, you can move USD in, or you can move crypto into a retirement account. If it's already in a retirement account, you can move it in kind. Otherwise, you have to move in cash. But retirement distributions, you can take out crypto, gold, silver, or USD. But our non-retirement accounts at this time, it's only USD or crypto in, and then only USD out because people have asked us to create a security model that prevents crypto from being drained from their premium custody account. So it's only USD out at this time. Will we consider something else in the future? Probably, but we want to make sure that it works from a security standpoint and that it's scalable from a security standpoint before we just let people take crypto from those accounts. People utilize the premium custody account for long-term savings, and they utilize it as an account for when they do want to sell. That's where their crypto is. If you have XRP or if you have Ethereum or if you have Bitcoin and you want to be able to move it really quickly and keep it in crypto and you want to be able to withdraw crypto, maybe it makes sense for you to utilize an exchange that operates more like a payments platform. We're not going to be a fit for everyone, and we're totally fine with that. Our platform on the premium custody account side is really for people who are long-term thinkers that want to have crypto in an account where they will eventually sell the assets.
Now, and coming back to the difference between the IRA and also just the custody side. Like I asked you a question about potentially an ROI. I know you said you're looking into a couple of different models to potentially do that. When you do, is it just going to be for the IRA side, or would it also be potentially for the people that are just, holding on cold storage?
It's going to be both. We will,
Awesome.
we will have our opportunities to earn like rewards or yield. Like those sort of opportunities will be offered on our platform through third-party providers. Those will be for retirement accounts and non-retirement accounts.
Oh, that's outstanding. And last but not least, are there any other opportunities I might be missing with you guys that you want to touch on? On also any announcements that you can share or progress that you're making for 2026 that you have that's on the horizon?
We're working on a product that we hope to release early next year that will allow for people to onboard with their businesses or trusts. So we have a lot of people who are like, hey, I have a nonprofit or I have a trust account or I have a business and I want to be able to invest in crypto with my business or with my trust. We want to be able to offer that. We're working on it, and that's certainly on the horizon.
Oh, that's exciting news. That's truly exciting news. Well, Jared, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor to have you on our channel this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me and asking a few questions, answering a few questions for us. And it's been a real pleasure having you.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Have a good one.
All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.